Now I'd like to have my joint author, Senator Ben Allen, conclude.
Whenever you're ready, Senator Allen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Assembly members, and I appreciate everyone's time and attention on this issue. And I know that lots of people have been weighing in, and I know a number of you have been following the debate on the Senate side very closely. You probably, if you did, you know that what brought me to this story was the fact that my father had polio as a kid and got it before the vaccine became widely available. Folks from his generation can't believe that we've allowed these communicable diseases back into American society. And they all recall when the church bells all over the nation tolled with celebration when they found the polio vaccine that liberated generation and generations of future children all around the world from the scourge of this terrible, preventable, debilitating disease. I also come to this story as a former school board member who saw our vaccination rates dropping to dangerously low levels in my own school district, was approached by parents in my district to see what could be done to protect the vast majority of kids in the district, and was told there was very little I could do as a school board member to up the vaccination rates in our school district. Now, as was alluded to in your analysis, there was a really rather extensive legal analysis that was pulled together by the Senate Judiciary Committee. I am happy to talk a bit more about that if you like. The courts have been clear over and over again that there is that a bill like this is absolutely constitutional. It's absolutely legal. That goes back to the Jacobson case, 1905, of the U.S. Supreme Court, right up until just earlier this year, the Phillips v. City of New York at the U.S. Second Circuit of Appeals Federal Court that just upheld a similar type of bill in similar type of situation in New York State under federal law. So the issues have been raised and addressed in court after court, and I'm happy to talk about that process as well if you like. I think what we have here is an honest but very profound disagreement. And let me just give you an illustrative point, and that's that I know that a lot of you have probably been receiving notes. I got an email not too long ago that said, you're so intent on getting the kids all vaccinated. Well, would you be willing to be vaccinated? And it really said it all to me, because I would never be a part of this bill if I didn't believe in vaccines, if I didn't fully vaccinate myself, if I didn't feel that vaccines were a critically important tool for public health. I used to work for the United Nations in East Africa, and I was so grateful of the fact that I was able to go to the doctor, get vaccinated, and get the shots to protect me from the dangerous diseases that existed there. I continue to be grateful that I grew up fully vaccinated, that I grew up in a society that actually took the steps necessary to protect our young people, our children, from dangerous communicable diseases that continue to impact people all over the world today. Every single day on planet Earth, 400 people die of the measles, and unless we want to shut down our international airports, stop our role as a global center for international trade and tourism, we're going to have to think about the fact that we continue to keep ourselves, that we are going to be at risk of diseases that exist in other places if we don't take the steps necessary to protect ourselves here. I think essentially I am someone who has a strong civil liberties streak in me. I do think that in the end of the day, though, government has a role to play when one's beliefs, one's actions founded even upon sincerely felt beliefs, start to impact other people. And that's, I think, what we have here, and that's why I've been involved with this bill. Now, as you know, the committee has offered several amendments that we're very happy to accept. They mainly relate to expanding the medical exemption, and that's something that I'm very interested in. And one of the things we've talked about over and over again is how important it is that there be a strong and robust medical exemption so that anybody who has a legitimate medical concern, genetic predisposition, some sort of immunological problem, they can go to a doctor anywhere in the state and get an exemption from that doctor. That's very important to me, and I'm glad that the committee, I think, pointed out some weaknesses in the earlier bill and took some steps necessary to expand that exemption. And I'm certainly happy to talk further about that if you like as well. These are the reasons that I'm here as part of this discussion. It's obviously been a difficult discussion for everybody. I continue to have profound respect for the folks who participate in this debate. I think come to this conversation with a great deal of sincere care and love for their children. I think at the end of the day, it's our role as legislators to look out broadly for the public health needs of the state, and that's what brings us to this day supporting supporting SB 277. And I really appreciate your attention and happy to answer questions as we go along. Thank you.